Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to DANDADAN Season 2, Episode 2, or DANDADAN Season... Episode 14. I still can't get over the new numbering that is apparently so very popular nowadays. A second season cannot ever be a second season. It just has to be core 2, and the numbering has to continue for whatever godforsaken reason. Regardless, we're not here to talk about the numbering, we're here to talk about Dandadan and about what happened in the previous episode. What did happen? Well, as Ira managed, Momo, as Momo managed to get away from the old guys at the onsen, she also managed to get some information about the supposed deity of this area that is supposed to be like a huge snake, but they kind of renamed it to a, well, not renamed it, but they like spread the rumor that it's actually a Tsuchinoko and not just a regular snake. And supposedly there is some myth that offerings to that snake is the only thing that keeps the village existing, because if they weren't giving it offerings, like one child a year, I believe that was the original myth, then the local mountain would spill like a volcano and just take the village with it. And as Momo was getting that information, Jin's house was being raided by a bunch of grandmas who are very much connected with the grandpas that were harassing Momo. And they seem to be some sort of a local crime family, something like that. They basically keep an iron grip on the entire village. The police is in their pocket and pretty much everything. The only thing they fear is the Chamber of Commerce, I believe, right? I think it was Chamber of Commerce. Because they are probably doing some shady business, and well, who isn't afraid of the IRS, right? And well, Ken is tested whether he truly is Jean's friend. He passes that test, thankfully, but eventually Momo arrives, and well, the old guys arrive before her, and they do the testing. And as it turns out, the grannies and the grandpas are connected, and they figure that, hey, Momo is their friend, and they said that there's nobody but them here. And a whole entire fight scene ensues where Momo kicks some serious ass, but not quite enough. She eventually gets overpowered and pushed into the wall, where the wall that they the hole in the wall that Jean and Ken uncovered. That's when Ken and Jean come to her rescue, and just everybody falls into the hole. Every single person that was in the house is now in the hole. As it turns out, the hole is where the deity, quote unquote, lives, which is perfect because the cult wants to make an offering to that deity. I mean, that's the purpose that this house exists. It used to be an altar here, now it's a house. They just lure in unsuspecting people and give them as offering to their deity, which might not necessarily be a deity. It could be a Tsuchinoko, but it doesn't look very much like a Tsuchinoko. It could be a not an Alaskan death worm. What was it called? Uh, Not Alaskan death worm. Fuck. Georgian serpent. I don't know, something like that. Something vaguely Eastern European, I believe. And I should know, I'm from Poland, but yeah, it's no Polish creature, I can tell you that much. It could be that it's an alien, it could be that it's a yokai, we don't really know. It has some sort of a power, Well, it eats the cult members, so it's dangerous in that way, of course. But it has some sort of a power of mind control, something like that. Because as our trio is hiding in one of the ruined buildings that were somehow dragged underground, Ken starts clutching his head, Momo starts clutching her head, and Ken turns at least partially into Turbo Baba, but not quite the same way that he usually does it, right? He loses the mouth guard. His hair is more akin to how that of Turbo Baba's was, instead of his, usually slicked back hairstyle. So there is something going on with the golden light that the serpent emits, and that's where we cut it off. So, in today's episode, we're probably gonna see how our trio gets out of that little pickle. The cult is dealt with. Probably, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be resurrected as thralls, or maybe them being eaten is just a part of the process. Their eyes also glow yellow every now and then. They are superhumanly strong. Their complexion is very ashen and pale. The vibes are like, not necessarily human, not fully human. Very similar vibes to those of Serpoyans, very much in the area of Uncanny Valley, where they look humanoid but not quite human, right? That sort of vibe. So I wonder what's gonna happen there, and what's the snake is gonna turn out to be, and well, we're probably not gonna see a conclusion in this episode, but I wonder where this entire storyline is gonna go. I wonder if Jean is gonna get the powers of the serpent, because that seems to be the running theme here, right? That we get a new member of the main cast, we fight a big bad, the new member gets the powers of the big bad, right? Momo awoke her own powers. Ken got the powers of Turbo Granny. Ira got the powers of the Silky. So perhaps Jean is gonna get the powers of the Tsuchinoko, quote unquote. Um, we'll see where that goes. We'll see what happens exactly. But to do that, you're gonna need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound this way to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want to monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And with that out of the way, we can start watching DANDADAN episode 14 in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that works. Whomst. Okay, did Jean see a vision of himself as a child or something? What's going on with the light? Shut the door. Or throw him out, I guess. Oh. Is the floor turning into sand? Okay, so the snake can essentially like swim through matter in a way. Is it leaving holes behind? Or is it just like sandifying the matter. Hurts if I were to judge by the screams of agony. That would be why. Oh! The golden light leads people to suicide. Okay. So it's not that they get, like, forcibly, quote unquote, sacrificed, but rather it leads them to sacrifice themselves. Gotcha. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. And Momo as well, of course. Turbo Granny. Yeah, she's useful. Is it gonna suffice? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Safe to assume so. Right. Psychokinesis. Has got a sting. Hmm. Very long hair. That looked like it was Okarun with his hair growing out. But why would we be seeing visions of Okarun? Like the psychosis deepening? That's what it signifies? I call it psychosis, but it's not really, but kinda sorta. Okay, now that looks more like a spider cocoon. The lighting changed. Who the fuck are you? Okay, sure. Yeah, we've seen whoever that is in the preview. That's an interesting design for sure. A yokai of some sort? That would be my bet. Uh, there is plenty of yokai where the kind of running theme is body horror, right? Like Kuchisake Onna, for example, or wait, Kuchisake Onna is the one with slit mouth, right? And the one with the long neck is something Onna as well. but I can't remember. But yeah, all sorts of body horror. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was a yokai whose whole shtick is like twisted face or rotated face or whatever you want to call it. Why is it standing up to the worm though? Oh, is that the character we've seen in the visions? Except without the hair. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Are they like, yeah, canceling each other? Gotcha. It's easy to say. Oh, apparently easy to do as well. Assuming this actually killed the worm. The name is Earthworm, and earthworms do that, yes. Well, I mean, not quite that, but interesting that there would be two entities that push people to suicide in the same area, right? And also at odds with each other, seemingly. Is it the backstory to the evil eye guy? Seems to be the case. He has white hair though, so that's a bit of a difference. Mm, left in solitude to die of thirst and starvation? Oh, he was an offering, wasn't he? Yeah, that certainly looks like the members of the Keto family. Again, the big bad quote unquote has a sad backstory, which leads me to believe that it's gonna be his powers that Gigi, yeah, Gigi gets. Huh? Oh, he's a ghost. Uh, Taking away the joy that he himself could never have. This sort of a way. That's how it's working. It's a friendly ghost, except just his mere presence causes misfortune. Well, I'm saying misfortune, but causes this. Hmm. So it's not the serpent that's doing the suiciding. It's the kid. Oh, the kid has the same hairstyle. He's going to possess him, right? Yeah, similar to his situation. And that's why he's antagonizing the worm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who he gets his powers, isn't it? Hmm, interesting. Yeah, they didn't even bother, like, sacrificing people separately. They would just bury the house. Strands of hair. Yeah. Or, well, strands of something. Cobwebs. Okay. And there he is. Hmm. Yeah. He also was fucked over by the Keto family. Electricity now? And ooze? Digestive juices? No. I mean, that's actually a very good point. She brings good luck. It's never specified to whom. Is it the electricity? Probably. He was directly next to the worm, so he got the brunt of it. That's a lot of drool. Brain damage from the electricity. Now, the evil eye is finding a new host. He even has that parting in his hair, like it's just made for the evil eye to be right smack dab in the middle. Let's play then. Mm-hmm. Ah, the smile, sinister or not? That is the question. Sinister. If that doesn't sound sinister, I don't know what does. More Mongolian throat singing? Throat screaming? And it found you. It's not throat singing, that's a didgeridoo, isn't it? That's absolutely a didgeridoo. Okarun? No. GG. Yeah? He went through a bit of, getting used to his powers, but now he got them. Yep, there's the evil eye. Oh, time to murder all humans. Well, that's not good. Yeah, all humans includes you lot. Cool earrings. Hmm, that's a useful ability. Huh. And okay, there is something of Gigi left. I like it. He's playing sports ball at it. So his power is based on grudges, right? That's cool. Imagine if uh, the football anime had animation like this instead of PowerPoint. Hmm. What do you mean? Oh, genius in the spiritual sense. Gotcha. Okay, so he's just a very potent vessel. Mm-hmm. True. Yet, now would be a good time for Okarun to wake up. Although it's not like his powers can in any way counteract Gigi's. Or maybe. Or maybe they can. There we go. Oh, and we're stopping here, of course. Hmm. Okay, so far we have a case of Ken taking the powers of a yokai without being possessed by the yokai itself. We have a case of Aira being essentially given the powers by the yokai willingly. Hmm. I wonder what's gonna be the case with Gigi. It's interesting that VA for Gigi and the Evil Eye is listed separately. I wonder if it's gonna be more of a hmm, multiple two souls, one body kind of situation, where the Evil Eye powers don't actually like become Gigi's powers, but rather he can call upon the Evil Eye. And I'm gonna stop here. I don't want any spoilers, or whether he's gonna be able to like call up the Evil Eye to like take over the reins for a moment, so to speak. Right? I have a feeling it might be something like that. We'll see though. We'll see in the future. Right now, we're gonna see this video again and talk about it at more length, shall we? Yeah. I was really confused. What are we looking at here? Uh, it really seemed like Okarun, right? Like fairly scrawny and lithe and thin with very long, shaggy white hair. Like this just looks like Okarun from behind. Maybe a little bit more emaciated, but still very much Okarun from behind. That really confused me. But apparently, that is the evil eye. Hmm. Yeah, you can like tie them up, but you can't exactly control Momo's telekinesis. Is he holding Turbo Granny in his mouth? Oh, just the collar. I thought he just like chomped onto her and is holding her like that. Yeah, some really cool animation in this episode. Also, uh, I have to talk about lighting again. DANDADAN is one of the two shows where I actually pay a lot of attention to just lighting. DANDADAN and the Ofukashina Uta. In both of those shows, lighting alone, the color of the scene, tells us a lot about what's happening, conveys a lot of information, right? In case of Yofka Uta, for example, the days are fairly pastel and fairly subdued and muted colors. Meanwhile, the night is just bathed in neon lights that are fighting about which one is gonna get to burn out your retinas, right? And it's similar. Well, okay, not quite similar in case of Dandadan, but I noticed that whenever something supernatural is happening, strictly supernatural, uh, the show goes pretty much monochromatic, right? Here it's yellow and purple whenever Evil Eye appears, for example, and in Which episode was it? I think it was with the Serpoyans, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, whenever there is some supernatural shenanigans happening, everything goes more or less monochromatic. That's a very interesting design that I would not in a million years associate with an evil eye. I mean, I guess eyes are very prominent here, but the more prominent thing when it comes to the features of this yokai is the double lips, the double nose folds, right? I really would not associate just this look with being a an evil eye. OP. Right? Like it's some sort of a body horror genre yokai, like Kuchisake Onna, for example, or that. Uh, I think it's either Filipino or Indonesian demon that's like the head, it's a normal human seemingly, but the head detaches, grows wings and flies around, right? It's in this genre of human but not, right? Which was probably born from the first people, first humans observing other humans with rabies and other neurodegenerative diseases, behaving like humans, looking like humans, but not quite, right? It's the fascination with the uncanny valley given form. Evil eye. His evil gaze will make people go insane and commit suicide. Yeah, the same as the psychic waves from that earthworm, but they are counteracting each other, essentially nullifying. I love the choice of color here, because yellow and purple are on the opposite sides of the spectrum, of course, and they're very contrasty. I really, really, really like this sort of like non-obvious contrast of colors, in a way, like, right, like, because uh, green and red, everybody knows that they're opposite and they're contrasty, but things like here, like blue and orange, or yellow and purple, I really, really like it. A bit of, I guess, lore trivia, a bit about evil eye. uh, it's another one of the things that causes some anthropologists and sociologists, I think mostly anthropologists, in Poland coined the term dwuwiara, which translates to like two faith, kinda. Because, for example, in Poland, which is Catholic Christian country and all that, the belief in evil eye is like still very much alive. And I'm not just talking some rural areas. I'm talking like it's customary to put like a red ribbon on the wrist of a newborn to protect them from the evil eye, or to put a red ribbon on the handle on the door to the child's room, or stuff like that, right? So I don't know, just a bit of trivia, but I really find the whole concept of a two faith just incredibly fascinating. How a country that is so, and that's also the thing. It's not that the older generation is extremely Catholic and the younger generation is like pagan or whatever, or the opposite, where the older generation is still like doing their, I don't know, weird rituals and herbs and shit, and the younger generation is going towards Catholicism. No, it's like both in the older generation. Like they will go to church and then they will come back from the church and they will put a red ribbon on the door, or they will spit three times through their left shoulder because someone looked at them, and this is the way to undo the evil eye, right? spit 3 times through your left shoulder, because of course, and because evil eye, it's just crazy, and like good crazy, like I love it crazy. That was a bit of a digression. Time to go full throttle. Severed its head, but it can regrow. Yeah, not an ideal situation to say the least. And of course, we get a sad backstory on on the yokai. I just noticed this is shaped like an eye. I wonder. Mm, yeah, I kind of wondered past tense, which came first, the kid having supernatural powers or the kid being trapped here, right? Because it could very well be that he manifested some sort of supernatural powers, so the villagers just trapped him in here to later make an offering out of him. Uh, but I'm thinking that he was just unfortunate enough to be selected as an offering, and he gained powers through the very whatchamacallit, very bad way that he died, right? Very traumatic way. Because, I mean, evil eye, he's looking at them with his singular eye through a window shaped like an eye, and the only thing he can do is look, right? That sounds very much like an origin story for an evil eye. And then he was made an offering of, because of course, because the villagers are evil. Yeah, and the kids don't even give a fuck. The kids are evil as well. Well, they've been brought up in this sort of culture that trivializes death in this way. So it's not like they're inherently evil. They were just, brought up like this. Can't really make a universal judgment like that. And then he becomes a ghost that, when he looks at a child, he leads the parents of that child to die. Now, this bit I don't get. Not really. Mm, I think it might be. Huh. I think it might be something like a twist of fate in a way, where he's trying to interact with children, but by doing so, produces more children like himself. Right? Him taking a look at a child and the child noticing him makes the parents commit suicide, which leads the child to become an orphan, which makes that child a perfect offering. There's not going to be anybody to try and protect him. There's not going to be anybody to try and run away. It's just a, powerless child traumatized by the death of their parents, which kind of like perpetuates the cycle in a way, right? Is that what we're looking at here? Because it really seems like his presence doesn't cast a curse on the parents. It casts the curse of becoming an orphan on the child, or becoming a an offering. Yeah, that was so sudden. What will we do with the kid? He's an offering to the Lord. It's gonna make it super easy, right? Yeah. That's what we're looking at here. And then he couldn't free him because he's a ghost. And so he just merged with the kid to use his strength to free them. And that is the explanation for the dual features that he has, right? Two sets of lips, two like nose flaps, right? Yeah, and the chin. Yeah, the chin on the forehead. That's a chin. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. He's different. He's been suffering. Yeah. We know that. Again, the use of color. We have a mixture of yellow and purple, which gives us this weird reddish brown um, to signify the neutral areas. We have the yellow to signify what is under the influence of the whatchamacallit, of the serpent. And then we have the purple, which is everything that has to do with evil eye. I like it. I like the use of color here in particular, precisely because it makes no sense in the world and is purely symbolic, right? We're exiting the neutral area, which is the everything around being this reddish brown, and we're entering the purple area. It makes no sense for the skeleton and the walls and everything here to be purple. There is no source of light, let alone purple light. Nobody painted the skeleton purple either. It's just symbolic. I like it. He maybe look different, but he's the same as us. Yeah, Turbo Granny, correct as always. Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, I wanna play. Sure, we're gonna play a whole ton, and we have the evil eye, and we have the evil smirk. You finally said it. You said the words. You invited a vampire into your house, basically. He was just waiting for you to say something to be let into your body, and you did fucking say it. You just had to. What happened to his pants? That's what I want to know. He just lost them, I guess. Which is kind of on brand for the kid, because the kid is always seen, the evil eye kid is always seen wearing just a loincloth. And this is basically the closest he can get to a loincloth. Again, more symbolism. It's time to murder all the humans. Yeah, let's not. How about that? Also, I gotta say, I kind of enjoy how the final look of the like merge pretty much never has anything to do with the look of the original yokai. Like Okarun got the mouth guard and the hair slicked up. That's not how Turbo Granny looked. Not at all. Whatso fucking ever. Right? Aira. Okay, Aira looks similar to the Silk. I gotta give her that. Sure. Yeah, okay. So my theory is bust. But yeah, he just looks nothing like the original Evil Eye. I do like the use of his partition in his hair, though. Yeah, he's not your friend. Right now, he's a yokai. He's an evil eye who wants to murder all humans, and he has rainbow earrings for some reason. Also, I love how attached to them Turbo Granny became. How she almost took a role of a mentor, right? Like, notice, he asks her, "Have you become enslaved by humans?" She could say that, yes, I have become enslaved by them. Please help me, fellow yokai, and I will help you. And he would help her. But no, she's like, I beat you to a bloody pulp. I'm a part of the pack, and you attacked the pack. And now I'm gonna attack back. In this cursed house where grudges will never be rid, and the deep grudges of all murdered will reject everything, and he just created a grudge bowl and just uses his soccer skills to destroy the worm. Because of course, that is some serious impact frame. Bunch of serious impact frames, actually. Yeah, again, some examples of great animation. Why did Gigi end up like that? Seiko mentioned it, that he's a genius and nobody knew what it means because she didn't deem it important to tell anybody what it means exactly. But I guess it basically means that he's a very potent vessel, and whoever or whatever takes over his body gets access to that latent power. Yeah. It's not on your side, indeed. Thankfully, Okarun uh, woke up. There's something going on with his back. What's going on with his earrings? Yeah, the earring, like, it phased through his ear. Ha ha ha, a bit of a mistake there, isn't it? Yeah, how dare you punch Momo-chan? You're not getting away with this. I wonder if this, by the way, I'm just gonna, screenshot it right quick to use it for the thumbnail, maybe. Unless there's like a better frame. Yeah, I think this is a better frame here. There we go. Yeah, I wonder if this is what's gonna merge Gigi with Evil Eye deeper somehow, like a blast of grudge power that does something. I don't know. Kind of like Okarun expelling Turbo Granny, but not quite, and still keeping the powers, right? Like something along those lines. Maybe is what's gonna happen. I don't know. We will see all about that in the future. But right now, that's gonna be it. Good episode, as always. Too short. I would very much like a fair bit more, but we're gonna have to wait a week to get our next dose of DANDADAN. Alas, I really wonder how the whole thing with Gigi and the Evil Eye is gonna be solved, right? Uh, I don't think it's gonna be the Evil Eye willingly giving its powers, like it was in case of Aira. Uh, I think it's gonna be something like in case of Okarun and Turbo Granny. Something in that ballpark. I know. I know. We'll see all about it in the future, as I already said. But right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. If so, say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. If you do wanna post spoilers, my Discord is right there for you to do that. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only DANDADAN, but anything else I might release. Support the channel. Like this video if you liked it. I already said it, I think, maybe. Support the channel If you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube, down below, or not, share my account and spread the word. It costs absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel an awful lot. And right now, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my one for Patreons: QBs, the Rainer, Dr. Watt, Akamaster, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to take on an evil eye.